Alright, I gotta shave soon. I gotta grow the lion's mane beard so it looks like my head is like 3 times the size. That demands respect. That's why people don't like beards. They're afraid of the power. It just takes hold of people. Alright, so here's some ideas for energy dynamics through the language of astrology. Fixed earth, fixed energies, the fixed Grand Cross. We're bringing spirit to form in all the right ways in these times. If you want to bring something to form, here's an idea, a theory. We're coming into the age of Aquarius, I do believe. So we're cutting through Pisces. Pisces is a mutable air sign. So the opening square to Aquarius is what is actually informing it. Because it's all dynamics, energy dynamics, in scale. South Node coming out of Scorpio right now. Releasing. So that new can be in form. Let's look at Scorpio from the first house to Aquarius in the fourth for a moment. It's what you release from your past experiences, and by release I mean what you transmute, what you digest, what you transform. It's the energy that you had to spend for all the good stuff. And a lot of times when we're forgetting who we were or what happened in life, it's just that our perception of it's changing with time. The awareness of the self begins to take a different form. So all things in relation change. And there's an underlying understanding and knowing intuitively with Scorpio that that which you transform, release, it enriches you in some way. There is a cycle, a power cycle, there is a circuit. You must give to receive. We don't often get choices to give in life, like truly give. Usually there's a dynamic of reciprocity in relation to that. Or so I've seen, so I've noticed, so I've felt. So when you are opening to Aquarius, when you are leaving Scorpio open, to allow transformation to unfold for you, to allow the world to rise up in Scorpio for you. Pluto brings gifts. That's information, that's gnosis, awareness. And with the opening square to the IC with Aquarius, that would be the ancestor realms, the ancestors. So honoring the ancestors, honoring the kin, brings the kingdom within you. It brings the royalty of all the blood through you. It also brings with it the energy dynamics. And the energy dynamics, when you haven't been in those or you're not aware of them, they can feel like burdens. And so if there's going to be burdens in life, it's good to work with them. So try and create your own burdens by doing what it is that the gifts can be used for. It's like in all the ancient myths, when the gods gave the gifts to the hero. There's that saying, don't wish things were easier, wish you had the tools. And it's about cultivating those, but you gotta use them to know that you got them. So that's what your power, your awareness brings you. It brings you tests that become processes, that become cultivation, that become another step on your way towards the yawning grave. So the energy dynamic idea. Leave Scorpio open so that your release through transformation can be informed in the Aquarian spirit. Now let's put Aquarius on the first house, Scorpio on the MC. Releasing the vision of what you held to be a truth because you were digesting it, because you were transforming what that was and you didn't know where to go. You're digging, you're figuring it out. So releasing that, knowing that you put in your effort, you put in your focus, and whatever your focus arrives on is where you end up going. Knowing that what you release, if it is a thing, if it is a trajectory, if it is an idea, a concept, a philosophy, it is returned to you through the void of potential. You're freed to pursue what you want to pursue so that you can create the dynamic outcomes that bring that energy into relation to where you're headed. So don't worry about forgetting things. Focus on something that's different, that's actually in alignment with your truth. That's in the creative flow of the yang. So it's a first quarter square to Aquarius. It's pulling you into form, into the first house. All right, now let's get real funky. Let's put Scorpio on the descendant and Aquarius up at the top. So the descendant's seventh house, the relation to the world and to others. Now, of course, all of the angles are similar. One does not exist without the others because they feed into each other. So there's some energetic themes represented in all of them. Fractal. But with Aquarius at the top, Scorpio at the seventh. First quarter square, I've got a seventh house sun and I've got a T-square with Saturn in my 10th, so I can speak to this through my experience and kind of change it up to meet the archetypes here. And I have the wound there too, Chiron. So you're bringing forth what it is that you've cultivated, what it is you've taken from others, what it is you've co-created, what it is you've invested in. You're taking all that and you're letting it go, knowing that nostalgia, all the beauty that was there in those experiences and those expressions is with you. You never lose that. It's just the relation changes to it. And that's indicative of your own growth, of your own transformation. And so the first quarter square to your MC, this shows you a more subtle, informed expression of why Scorpio MC brings you to the 10th, or to the first house from the 10th. Similar with the 7th. Releasing through understanding there's an observance and cycle between perception, the observer and the observed, the perception and the perpetrator, the vision that's trined into the 11th house through a natural flow of following progression. Right now, Scorpio 4th to a 7th house, Aquarius. Now this is where change is happening. Either what you've experienced in the world has allowed you to transmute and release what you grew up through, what you learned through your ancestors, what you felt through your family. Probably a combination of that and what you have taken into your relationships, how you've helped people by being screwed up yourself, and how you and them shared dynamics which allowed you to grow through things, to understand a full spectrum perspective of the dark, so that you knew the variance in the light with which you could reach. And so then that South Node thing going over the IC, that's big gifts. So wherever Pluto is for you in relation to that, and Pluto's just in the anaretic degree of Capricorn. So that would be 6th house, that would be routines, work, health, body. Bringing the discordant spirit of the hidden enemy. Usually it's reflected in those around us, but it's within us, to the forefront of the 6th house, so that you can transform the demons within yourself, the shadows, bring them to the light. You know, the darker the dark, the more contrast you cross. The divide is much larger and it takes a while. But the colors, when you're finished, when you bring that to the light, that's like an amplification of your perspective. And you could settle into hyper-focus routine. That's basically new spirit to form. So there's all these dynamics you can think of with the idea that if you leave Scorpio open because of the South Nodes there, and it's leaving soon into Libra, that we can start to unravel the past, the relationships, the Venusian energies from the Martian themes and the Plutonic drive, soul's evolutionary intention, so to speak. I think you can use that idea to assist you in relation to all the dynamics and transits happening in relation to yourself and your own progressions. If you want to look at it by the numbers, otherwise you can feel into your own chart the way I just did with the idea of the fixed cross relation. Cardinal has its own distinction, mutable has its own, but they all interact and play with one another. So you can break it down many ways. But what works for you, what is applicable for you, is going to be based off your senses, your experiences, your reasoning, your awareness, and your drive. Too much drive, you can't release. Not enough driving you can't release. Thinking you need to release, thinking that transmutation, transformation is release. All these like weird little things, you know. I got so many damn flies in my house. I left the door open for the cat and or the window open. And I just acquired 4 new houseflies, 4 new pets in the home. But Rio will probably eat them. So we'll see. All right. Thanks for watching, listening, and being.